Two more people I'm going to have share with you. I want to introduce my friend Sarabeth. You maybe see her when you come in the morning, scrambling around, making sure the plates are full of food and the coffee's filled. She's doing a tremendous job back there. I'm just filling until you get up here. Tricks of the trade here. So welcome, Sarabeth.
Fair warning, I'm going to cry. I'm Sarabeth Henderson. My parents are Don and Cindy. They have been with the Orchard since the beginning, and they're the reason that I started attending the Orchard for the past 2 years. I'm a part of their life group on Sunday mornings, or Sunday afternoons, and then I am also starting my own life group this week that is going to have a focus on single women. My story is a painful one. And a story that is far too common among too many women who have to share it. I'm a victim of domestic violence. I was married for 4 incredibly difficult years, 4 years of tears, pain, fear, worry, and regret. 4 years spent wondering how many more days it would be until my husband finally snapped and ended my life or the life of one of my children. 4 years separated by from family and friends. 4 years that gradually brought me back to God in ways that only He could have imagined. While married, I sought comfort from the church in every town that I lived in, which was a lot. We moved around a lot. I searched for a church body that would be willing to accept me in the midst of my situation and help me through it. Over the 4 years I spent married, I attended over 12 churches. All I was seeking was someone willing to help me through the messy process of a divorce. Someone willing to comfort me and encourage me through what was already a very difficult decision. Instead, I was met with judgment and disgust. Almost every attempt I made at connecting with a church was met with a passage in the Bible instructing believers not to divorce their unbelieving spouse unless the spouse wants to leave. My ex-husband did not want to leave because he had me under his thumb. Imagine for a moment having to live daily with mental, emotional, physical, sexual, and financial abuse. Now imagine that every church you try to find solace in tells you that you made your bed and now you must lie in it. It's in the scripture after all. My faith in the church was thoroughly broken. My heart ached for an understanding soul that wanted my safety as much as I longed for it. God worked on me during this time. Although I doubted His love for me and His plan for my life, He worked on me nonetheless. He loved me through my fear, anger, doubt, and pain. He reminded me in my darkest moments that I did have something to live for. He gave me strength and comfort when I was weak and alone. He brought me through it all. In those moments, I was reminded of a passage of Scripture, Matthew 13:31. It was a parable told by Jesus. The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed, which a man took and planted in his field. Though it is the smallest of your seeds, yet when it grows, it is the largest of garden plants and becomes a tree, so that the birds of the air come and perch in its branches. When I was married, my ex-husband made a very good point of making me feel small and insignificant, like a mustard seed. And God was able to bring that out of me and turn me into something better and bigger. I've been single now for 8 years. When I finally got the courage up to leave my husband, I honestly thought the worst part was behind me. And then I found out just how detrimental abuse is on a woman. It has taken me 8 years to finally look in the mirror most days and feel confident in myself. I've spent 8 years questioning whether or not I was capable of being a decent enough mother to raise 2 girls. It's been 8 years that I've had to battle that the reason I am single is not because I am a defective woman, but because God has not brought the right man into my life. 8 years spent gaining enough confidence to be financially independent. 8 years to finally learn that all of my anger deep inside is not because I'm an angry person, but because I've been hurt so deeply and so intensely that I keep everyone at arm's length to prevent further injury to my already vulnerable self. My time in the orchard has been healing in so many ways. Despite my refusal to be anything other than who I am, I have never felt judgment or resentment. The first time I missed a few weeks of church, Tolly came to me and told me that he missed seeing me at church. When I mentioned to Ben about my desire to develop a church-based outreach to abused women, he jumped on it immediately, validating my feelings and encouraged me along the way. After I started volunteering on the hospitality crew, Laura expressed her delight in my efficiency and willingness to help out. In my moments of poor judgment with my words, Tila spoke kindly and laughed through it with me. When I needed to just complain about being a mom, Vivian was right there in my corner, hearing me out. Robin encouraged me in my career endeavors after my schooling. Amy sought me out to talk dog, one of my biggest passions. Leroy has celebrated my single momness, encouraging and praying me along the way. Chelsea greets me with a smile and hugs me almost every time I see her. Donna spent quality time listening and encouraged me while my kids were struggling with their health. And Justin and Hannah have been friends every step of these crazy past 8 years and somehow still love me despite everything I've put them through. Everywhere I turn in this church body, there is another beautiful, open soul welcoming me into their family. For a time, I was ashamed to admit to my friends that I went to church. I'm not ashamed anymore. God is doing a beautiful thing here in the orchard, and I am so proud to be a part of it. The road you are traveling may feel long, tiring and defeating. You may feel alone and discouraged. Please know that it is never wrong to feel these things, but if you are feeling them, this is a church family that wants to help you and pray with you, comfort you, and show God's amazing grace and love to you. Thank you for listening.